Making music is super similar to making video. I've made videos in the past about why it's important for an artist, producer, or engineer to be making content for social media because it's super important for your business and if you want to get more clients or get more shows or sell more tickets. But with how hard music alone is by itself, especially when you're new and learning, I can understand why it can seem daunting to make video. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, if you're new here, my name is Stakati. I'm an artist, producer, and engineer here on YouTube, and I make videos like this to kind of break down the walls of the studio and show you exactly how you can make all the pieces of content yourself and how you can make more money with your music. So if you like content like this and you're like me and you want to be able to do every piece of it yourself, from making your own music to shooting your own videos to doing your own social media, then you've reached the right place, and we upload one video every single week, so hit the bell below to never miss it. In this video, I want to talk about quickly making content as a musician, whether you're a music producer, an artist, a musician, a songwriter, a mastering engineer. All around video content is going to show the world what you do and help find an audience, which if you provide enough value to them can turn into clients. And I'm going to give some tips for those starting out as well, especially when it comes to talking to a camera, so stay tuned to the end of the video for that. Now, I made music for almost 10 years before I ever started making any video content, and that was probably the biggest mistake I ever made. See, I saw music and marketing as two separate things, not realizing that unless you want to just make music by yourself and really not make a living off of it, then I guess it's fine if no one hears it. But if you want to be able to get consistent work as an engineer, sell your beats to artists if you're a producer, or obviously selling merch or selling tickets as an artist, then you need to learn to find a way to build that connection with people, and that's what marketing is. Now, in some previous videos, I talked about how I think most people approach marketing wrong. They try to make it too salesy and not genuine to them, but I'm not going to go there today. Today we're going to focus on something more conventional and practical that you can actually do, and that's actually talking to a camera, shooting and editing the video. Now, just like there are multiple DAWs like Ableton and FL Studio and Pro Tools, the same for video. So even though in this video I'm going to be using Final Cut Pro, you could use the free copy of DaVinci Resolve, you could use iMovie, or anything else that can cut up video. The techniques I'll show you in this video make it quick and easy for all of them. And the same goes for cameras and lights, etc. They all have their own features, they all have their own little things that you need to learn about them. But just because these things have to be learned, don't bog yourself down and think, well, I'm not going to start creating until I learn that. Start creating now, and piece by piece, just keep tweaking it to make it better and better and better. The same way that you would with music. Keep it simple, but keep it consistent. So first, let's talk about how I make this talking head shot right here. Okay, so sorry for the change in video and audio quality, but I had to switch to a different camera to show you. So I'm using this setup, and it might look a little bit complicated, but you guys don't need almost 99% of this. Almost all of this I bought for my photography and videography work that I used to do, that now I just use for my own video shoots and my own photo shoots. I still do the occasional client work, so it's important for me to keep it and keep up to date on all of it, but again, for you guys, your iPhone and everything should be just fine. And honestly, all of this, except for the camera, costs less than one UAD rack interface, so it's not that bad. So for my camera, I have the Sony a7R III. I've been planning on getting the Sony a7S III, but I'm thinking I might switch to a different camera manufacturer, so I kind of want to wait and see for what comes out around October or Techtober and see if there's something that's a little bit more enticing there. As you can see, I have that fitted out with some sort of a cage and this big filter here, but none of that is important. The only reason I really use the cage in this setup, for the HDMI port on the side, I don't like the flimsy micro HDMI that comes on the camera, so I mounted on an adapter that just can't move, so if the adapter breaks, I don't have to worry about trying to replace the whole port in the camera. But if you're using an iPhone, that doesn't matter. The only thing that really matters on this right here is the ability to be able to turn it horizontal or vertical, which I can do with these quick release plates that I have on the side. I can just turn it and lock it into place like that. Now that's crucial for being able to shoot video for YouTube or short form video for Instagram Reels or TikTok. They need to be shot differently because just taking the video and stretching it out oftentimes doesn't give you the best results. So from here I have this boom mic, and that's just because I need good audio. If you start making videos, you're gonna learn that it's way easier to watch a video with good audio and bad video than good video and bad audio. So that kind of gives us an edge already as musicians and engineers because most of us know how to already get good audio. Then I have this monitor that I record on here, and the only reason I really use that is because my camera doesn't have a flip out screen to see myself, and I can put more storage on here, and there's some more features that this monitor can show me, mainly when I'm doing professional client shoots and I need to be extra careful about the image quality and exposure and all of that. But for most of you, I'm going to assume that you're going to be using your front facing iPhone camera, so what's more important than any of that is lighting. And here I have the light dome, the big crazy looking thing, and that whole entire setup was only $300. So if you can only get one thing, I actually recommend you get a microphone. It's that much more important. But I guess if you can only get two things, get a microphone and get a nice light. Don't waste your money on all the cheaper lights here and there. I've tried them all. I literally have an entire cabinet full of random lights. It's so worth it to just get a large, big, soft light. It makes filming any video that you need to talk in front of like this so much easier. And you're gonna waste a lot of money and a lot of frustration using lower quality lights. The only other thing I really have right here is this tripod. Now I kind of have a beefy one because again, I'm putting a camera on it that I really don't want to tip over. Sorry if you hear my dog barking. But if you're using your iPhone, there's a million different options. Let me show you one right here. So I'm gonna actually take, because the camera I'm using is on it right here. I'm gonna put you right here. So this is the Mantis Pod Pro. This is the tripod that I use for everything when I'm on the go. This is strong enough to be able to hold my big camera, and I use it when I wanna hold my phone. It has a phone attachment built into one of the legs. So if you open this like this and pull this out, this makes it so that you can easily mount your phone on here. This ball head makes it so that you can adjust the camera to whatever angle you need. And if you get one other piece that you can get that goes with this, it looks like this. And what this does is allows you to mount your phone horizontally or turn it and mount your phone vertically. And this just clips right into here so that immediately you're using your phone. And what's nice is if you do end up getting into video and you want to use other cameras, you can take this out and pop on something like this to be able to use even your bigger cameras with it and keep it nice and stable. Okay, and the one other thing about the Mantis Pod Pro, one of the main reasons I like it, is this little pull out right here on the leg. This makes it so that you can attach it to almost anything that you want and be able to get stable shots pretty much anywhere that you go. Again, don't think that you need anything fancy to be able to make your videos, but it is worth investing in a couple of good high quality tools. Just like in music, you can have every plugin in the world, but it works way better to know, say, 20 plugins in and out than it is to have 2,000 of them and not really know how to use them. Okay, so now that everything is connected, I can just go ahead and shoot. I just have a script. I'll overlay a video of the script here so you can kind of see how I have it written out. And that's if I'm doing longer YouTube videos. If I'm doing TikToks or anything like that, then I'll just show myself making the beat or show myself making a loop, or I'll just use my phone and hold it and answer people's questions. It doesn't always have to be complicated. I'm more talking about how to make high quality content and video for your music business quickly. Anybody can pump out low quality video, just hold your phone up and talk to it. And low quality doesn't mean bad, it's just each thing has its own place. Making a video that's super high quality and shot in ProRes just to answer someone's comment on TikTok, I mean, you can do that, but it's probably not necessary. So from here, once I have the filming process done, what I'm gonna do is take out my SD card out of my recorder, and I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put this into my computer, and we're gonna get started with the editing process. And the first thing that I need to do is get the files off of my SD card. Now, for me, just like with any of the DAWs, I like to use templates when I make videos because I like to keep things organized and quick. So I already copied my template over from my iCloud, and what I'm gonna do is just come here onto my desktop and hit Command and V to paste it, and that is my Finder folder template. All I have to do from here is just name it what I'm going to call this project. This project is going to be the last video I made, which was my rant on Google Drive and why you shouldn't use it as a music producer, so you can go ahead and check that one out if you want. But all I have to do is name this Google Drive or whatever I want to call the video. I'm going to come into here into my projects folder, which is my library, and I'm going to name this as well to Google Drive. This one is if I want to make short form content, so I don't need that. I'm going to delete that one for now. Then I come into here to my media folder and into my video folder, and I paste the videos into here. And so this first one, because the one I just shot about me talking right now was this one, so I'm going to grab this video right here and I'm going to paste it into here. So just like the Ableton templates or anything like that, you want to make it so that it works with you. The whole point is to make it efficient. If it's just a bunch of extra steps, then it's not really working for you. Make it efficient to how you work and the type of videos that you make. So for me, that's why you'll see, you know, A-roll and B-roll, because when I'm shooting music videos or when I'm shooting talking head pieces or reviews on things, I want to have the A-roll, which is the me talking, and the B-roll, which is, you know, the shots of the product or whatever. So that's why this is set up a specific way. I also have my graphics, which is just the little things that I might overlay into a video. But from here, once we have the file, what we're going to do is use my favorite plugin that I've ever used in my life for video. It literally saves me hours every single day, and that is called Recut. So what Recut does is you just drag the video into here, and it's going to automatically cut out all of the silence. So in videos like this, where it's, you know, me talking or teaching, there's a lot of times where I mess up, a lot of the times where I'm quiet because something's loading, and this is going to cut all of that out for me, so I don't need to do anything, but it also does it non-destructively. So if it does cut out too much, I can go in and fix that. So perfect. So now that it's copied over, I'm going to go into that footage folder, drag this file, and just put it into here. Now, as you can see down here with all of these little chops, that's all the places that I was quiet, and this is going to make it so that all I have to do is go through and just cut out all the places where I was speaking wrong. And you can change your settings right here, but I find these settings, if you want to copy them and you have this or you buy this plugin, this is what works for me and for the speed that I talk and everything like that. So you can export the actual video file out. I don't see why you'd want to do that unless you spoke perfectly and you just wanted this to cut for you, and that would take a long time to render it out. So what I come down here is I do the Final Cut Pro, the FCP XML. There's ones for Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve, or there's just a plain XML file. Like I said, this can work for whatever you're in, but for me, I'm going to click the Final Cut Pro file. It's going to bring up a menu and say, hey, where do you want to save this? I'm going to put it right next to the file on my hard drive. Hit save. I can close this program. It's done that quick. And as you can see, it is right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up that project file. Okay, and now we have Final Cut Pro loaded. So over here, you can see I have everything already built out. So what I'm just going to do is come over here into the project section, and I'm going to click this 4K 24 FPS. So now I want to add my footage in. So the easiest way to do this is just to go back to that footage file and just double click the .fcpx XML. It's going to ask you where you want to put it. I'm going to put it in Google Drive. I don't want to put it in TikTok Easy Melodies because that was a different video I was doing. We're going to choose that. And once we come into here and double click this, you're going to see that they already have it chopped up for us completely. So right now I don't need these video scopes. I just want to see the video. I don't even need to see anything else. I just want to see the full of the video. And I would like to say, look at that magnificent weatherman hair, but I'm rocking with it pretty Ron Burgundy. So let's get into it. So as you can see down here, I have all the different clips, and this is going to be all the points I messed up. And this is another thing that I want to point out to you is this is what every YouTuber does. You're going to mess up more than you're not. When you watch me edit this video, there's more times that I misspeak than I don't, and it's very easy to hide things in the edit. So I'll do a little bit of it, but I don't want to bore you. I'll show you kind of how it works and how I just cut through it, and then I'll cut to the actual editing being done because that takes the longest, but with this recut, it's like 10 times quicker. Okay, so let's take a listen and see what we got. Someone sends you over a song or a loop and you get the old, you can't access this message. Someone sends you over a song or loop and you get the old, see, I forgot to say the Google message. So I delete this out here and we can just kind of watch it back. I know you've all been there. Someone sends you over a song or loop and you get the old, you can't access this message on Google. Let's talk about it. Hey, see, so that's kind of how it works. And I just go through and I just basically just delete out the ones that are awkward. So I'm going to do that now and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, so here we are with our video edited. All I'm going to do from here is go ahead and add my color grade as well as add my audio effects. Now, like presets or anything else, I've built these for my situation specifically. If I give you my presets, they're not going to work perfectly with yours. So go ahead and spend the, 10, 20 minutes to build it out one time. But I know the mic I'm using, I know how far away it is from me. I know my voice. So what I'm going to do to be able to do that is I'm actually going to select all of this, and I'm going to do Option T to make a little audio fade so there's no clicks and pops between them. Then I'm going to grab everything and I'm going to make it into a compound clip by hitting new compound clip. And I'm just going to call this final talking head or whatever. And from here, if I go down into my search and I type Staccati, I have certain templates. This is my audio template. So basically all this is a couple plugins that are going to compress my voice and EQ it in the right way so that it sounds the way I want it to when I talk. Now what I'm going to do is grab my file here and load that in, and that's going to put on my color grade. So from here, the only other thing that you would want to do is go ahead and add in music. And what I'm going to do to put the audio in is I'm going to go to my audio folder, and then I'm going to let's go to my beats. Let's just do the last beat that I made and load that in. And we're just going to start that right there at that, hey everybody. We're going to let it fade in. I like to just pull out a little bit around 2K. My voice sits there, so I don't want my voice fighting with it at all. It's just background music to help make things easier to listen to, and this is what we got. So I'm going to go right where that cut was, right there, bam, and I'm going to start it there. From making the music to shooting your own music videos to growing your social. And then I'm going to duplicate this over and then find the end of the video where I start to do the end. Right there, I'm going to edit for a cut, and I'm going to let this fade out a little bit with that. Okay, so that's literally the video. A simple thing that I like to do is just kind of looking through here, selecting some of the bigger clips because I know that I'm probably saying something a little bit more important in those if I'm speaking for longer. And I don't like to do a ton of them. Some people like to do it every other shot. There's a lot of methods. Some people go shot by shot and only zoom in on very certain phrases. Just probably a better move. And then let's do these first two. So then I'm going to take all of those and I'm going to punch those in so that they are zoomed in just a little bit around, say, 120%. So now the video is going to kind of go like this and be more punched in. You can't access this message on Google. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, okay, so like that. So it's just going to punch in and out a little bit. The only other thing I need to do is add my graphics, which again, I already have in my graphics folder. I could drag them all in or just drag the ones that I need, but this is basically my workflow. I usually drag them all in. I have my one right here where I say, check me out on Spotify. I think that's right there. Bam. I'll just add that in. And then I like to click this button when I'm over it so that I can, lower it down a little bit. So that looks like this. Check me out on TikTok for free loops and samples and other quick short tutorials. And also, for the most part, that is the video. Okay, so as you can see, it really isn't that hard. If you can chop up audio for music, you can chop up video. And the more complicated things like color grading or adding overlays, that's really not important. Consistency and good quality information is gonna beat that all day. So instead of keeping yourself from making content because you feel like you can't do all that right now, start making the best quality content you can and just slowly inch your way into better and better and better video quality. Now, before I end this video, I wanna talk about a big elephant in the room, and that's talking to a camera. I know that most people in music are pretty introverted, at least from my experience. And even the most extroverted people still feel weird talking to a camera. It honestly just takes some time, but I do have some tips here. Now, I've taught this to people before and nobody wants to do it, but there's only one way to the end, and that's through it. And this way will get the process done so much faster and save you a lot of headache in the long run. So what you're gonna do is take out your phone or your camera and you're gonna talk into it directly. Look right into the lens like how I'm looking right into the lens right now. That by itself is gonna seem super weird at first. Then just start talking. I'm sure you can probably hear noise upstairs. Do this every day for 15 to 30 minutes and then take the time to watch it back and really look and watch and listen to yourself. And you're gonna start to notice the way that you act and how your communication breaks up and how you could maybe speak a little bit more clearly about something or about how you can not ramble in this point. Critically look at it and you'll realize that most people don't act themselves on camera for the first while. A lot of people will be like, hey YouTube, what's good? How's it going? And for someone like me, that personality just doesn't work and it comes across to everyone who watches as super disingenuous. So once you've done that a lot, then start showing it to people that know you, that are really close to you, and ask them if you seem like yourself. And what you're gonna realize is even though you feel super weird inside when you're talking to the camera, once you've practiced doing it, no one else is really gonna notice. So you might feel weird inside, but everyone else is just seeing you for how you are, and it's all good. The importance is not to overjudge or underjudge. Don't tell yourself you got nothing to work on because you'll get better someday, but also don't tell yourself to never do it because you suck. The truth is you are where you are and you just need to get a little bit better each time. Then the biggest and most important step is hitting upload. Just like with music, if you have a bunch of stuff and you don't show anybody, there's no real point from a career basis. If you want people to hear what you do, you have to upload it. You have to show it to someone. You have to put it out there. And being consistent with hitting upload is really the real secret to having any of this work for you, whether it's music or video, etc. The internet is brutal, and so it helps you develop a thick skin quick. There is a silver lining to that, and that's gonna show you that it doesn't matter what anyone thinks and you should just keep uploading the content that you like and that you're knowledgeable on. It's a tough path through, but I know that you got this. If you like this content, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell for more just like this. Go check me out on TikTok for free loops and samples and quick short tutorial videos. And also I release a new track every week on Spotify on Friday, so let me know what you think of those. I appreciate everyone taking the time out of the day to watch this and to take their career to the next level. Stay writing, stay recording, and most importantly, stay consistent. Peace.